Oh, thank you. Hi, sorry. Please forgive me if I'm a little disheveled, a little disorientated. Of all the days, of all the mornings where I didn't want to be in a car accident, Murphy had to play his games today. And on the way here, I was in a little accident in my Mercedes coming down the road. So I do apologize. I'll compose myself. Just make sure that I don't ruin the show. You've all come from far and near and spent a lot of money to be here. So if you can just bear with me while I just compose myself. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I just got this text message from my insurance company, which love you to all see Gen Insurance. I love these guys. There was a telematic device installed in my Mercedes, and they picked up that I've actually been in an accident, and they just want to be sure that I'm okay, and they're ready to start a claim on my behalf. I actually didn't have to do anything for this to take place. Anyway, we'll come back to that. This is an on-demand economy. They'll be there when I want them to be. So let's get back to business, tell you a little bit why I'm here, and then we can come back later and complete my claim. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Smullen, and I am the CEO and founder of Pypestream. We're based in New York, and hopefully by the end of this 10 minutes, it will be clear to you why Pypestream can be very instrumental in helping you solve many of your business challenges. I'd like to ask you a little question. By show of hands, how many of you have heard of the term on-demand? As suspected, most of the room. Well, it's not just on-demand that you've obviously had thrown at you. It's artificial intelligence, digital first, digital transformation, consumer-centric, consumer experience, chatbots. I mean, it's an avalanche of terminology being thrown at us every day. And in my opinion, a lot of it is there just to confuse you, create a little bit of anxiety, but force you to open up your wallets. In our opinion, the only word you really need to care about, the only term, is on-demand. Because for us, everything else rolls up into an on-demand concept. So you may ask, what is on-demand and why is it so important? On-demand is this idea that you're there for your customers whenever they want you to be, 24/7, 365. If they want to file a claim, track a claim, run through a first notice of loss process, you're there for them, wherever they are, whenever they are. And that is very important. We're living in a digital age now where consumers are in control. If you're not there for them when they want you to be there for them, you're going to lose them. And if you don't believe me, all you need to do is look at Uber and Netflix and a lot of the other digital-first companies that ruptured entire industries. And we're starting to see it in the insurance space with the likes of Lemonade, Trove, and some others. Now, you may be wondering, how does transformation, or how do you become an on-demand business? Well, the good news is, Pypestream's figured that all out for you. We've spent the last 3 years working on different systems and figuring out how to turn any insurance company into an on-demand insurance company with 3 steps. We have dozens of insurance companies in the US, globally, using the platform. And through this experience, we know that it starts with step number 1. We switch on a messaging system for you. Messaging is the epicenter of all on-demand transformation. This asynchronous back and forth between you and your customers is imperative. It needs to be always on, and it needs to relay information and content very securely and in a way that both you and your customers can understand. If you want GDPR, it supports that too. So that's step 1. We switch that messaging on for you. Step 2, we plug the front end of the messaging into your consumer touch points, whether they're on your website or they're on your app. Maybe they're talking to Alexa, a connected home. It doesn't matter. We'll make sure that the messaging plugs in there and all consumers can use it. Step 3, we plug our messaging system into your back office, into the back-end systems that you've got running. Whether they're legacy systems, API-based systems, Guardwire, Stingray, SAP, it doesn't matter. We work with them all. Once the system's plugged in and you have this end-to-end solution from the back end of your office to the fingertips of your customers, you've now created an on-demand channel, or as we call it, a pipe through which you can interact and transact business 24/7, 365. The way we then get started is we meet with you and we have a conversation around use cases, the most imperative needs and areas that we should start automating and building chatbots and AI systems to have the conversation back and forth with your customers. Once we figured that out through looking at your customer journeys, looking at friction points and places where you want to make sure friction is removed, we then switch the system on, onboard your users, and you become an on-demand company. Now, I don't want to trivialize it because obviously there's work to be done, but it's really possible, and we're seeing it every day. When a company, insurance companies, cable companies, certain companies specifically that we work with, switch to on-demand, we see call center cost reductions of up to 50%. One of our clients in the US has already paid for their annual license in 4 short months. It really is possible. So, I want to thank you, and if you don't mind, I need to get back to my claim. I need to make sure that the insurance company pays me out. So, you're more than welcome to watch, but I'm just going to take over now and get this done. I'm just going to click and open up a web browser and get into my secure messaging platform. Here they are, Gen Insurance On Demand. Let's get started. The telematic device clearly notified them that I was in the accident. So, am I okay? I'm okay. I think I've recovered. Let me just confirm what my social security number is. Put that in. Let's put in my last name so that they know that it's really me. Okay, type in my last name. SMU. Pulls up my policy. That's really important. Maybe my Mercedes isn't insured. Just so happens that it is. It's insured for collision, roadside service. Fantastic. So I'm actually going to confirm that this is the policy that is important to me. Now, this would have been pulled out of Guardwire or any other system that's managing your various policies. So let's confirm. Fantastic. Now it's going to summarize the confirmation of loss. Obviously, this is an FNOL flow. Fantastic. That's correct. 12:30. Wonderful. That's my phone number. Great. I'm now going to confirm the date and time. Now, for those trying to poke holes, obviously my car is in New York, but great. It picked up. This was the back-end system, the AI picking up from a Google Maps where the location is. What actually happened? It put down a list of different incidents. It wasn't any of those, so I'm going to type in there, I skid off road. Okay, so how were the conditions? So I'm going to swipe through and just check. Floody, it wasn't hailing. It certainly wasn't icy. Actually, it wasn't foggy. I think it was actually icy. It's the only way you can describe why I would slide off the road like that. So I'm going to select icy. Now it wants to know how severe the damage was. I'd love it to be minor. Unfortunately, it was moderate, so let's choose the moderate option. There are some damaged areas. Where was the first impact? Let's see. It was definitely on my side. I remember swerving off to the left. So I'm scrolling through. Now, all of this is being presented to me through the messaging system in real time, being pulled out of multiple systems in the back end of Gen Insurance, making sure that I, as a consumer, have a seamless experience while multiple systems, and in a manual instance, multiple people would have had to be part of this experience. They want to see a photo, so there we go. I took the photo. I'm going to upload that. I'm going to attach it. Is the vehicle drivable? It's actually not. I don't want to take a chance, so I'm going to tell it that I'm going to request towing. And the system's going to go into the service-based system that the insurance company uses and find which companies I've used in the past for towing. I'm going to choose the one that I know, Right Way, I believe it is. Maybe it was Halsey. Fantastic. Halsey Towing's on the way. They've been notified. And I can either continue, I can contact the driver. I think let's continue. I don't need to contact the driver now. The claim will continue to be processed. Is there any additional information? Nope. So I'm going to write in there, no additional information. This is going to use our natural language understanding system that understands utterances, understands words, intents. We'll classify that in the back end to know that I'm okay and there's nothing more. There's a summary of the claim, which is very important, which will sit in a filing cabinet, which I can access anytime, that sits in the messaging system. You know what, I want to submit the claim because I've got to get to an important conference. So let's submit it. And time is up. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time.